Hey everybody, welcome back to Daughters of the King. I'm Kathryn Gore. Thank you for joining me tonight. So, there is a big question mark in my spirit. I'm processing, I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out what, how, why. Okay? This is one of those nights. This is just me processing, me thinking about certain things, and I would like for someone to enlighten me, to help me understand. So a lot of things took place over the Juneteenth holiday. A lot of people got killed. A lot of things stirred up. And some would say, you know, this is a spiritual battle. Nobody wants to acknowledge Juneteenth. Nobody wants to appreciate Juneteenth. And you would be thinking that a person who would make that type of a statement would be a white person, someone outside of the black race, because Juneteenth was about acknowledging the freedom of slavery, right? So before you think about that thought, before you think about how crime has soared up over the holiday of Juneteenth and all of this, you're thinking possibly people don't want to appreciate the freedom of the black community. But let me tell you something. I witnessed a live footage video. So I wasn't on the scene. This is a recording, a live footage video of young black youth. When I tell you it was a slew of young black people destroying a local McDonald's on Juneteenth Day, it looked like total chaos, total destruction. They went wild. It looked like they were animals. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm like, why? Why? Juneteenth is supposed to be a positive, uplifting type of holiday. Why did this take place? Straight rebellion in the name of freedom. Straight rebellion in the name of freedom. So, privately, I've just been pondering on the black community, and I was like wondering why. Why are we in such a place where it would appear as if not all, hear me when I say this, not all, but a lot of the black community, and this ranges in all different ages, would seem as if they no longer want to acknowledge the one true living God. Why? How come it would seem as if the black community has lost its way? The generation of slaves who honored and respected the Bible, who knew within their very being to the core that God was real, that generation has died off. That generation has died off. And now we're left behind trying to find our way through all of this darkness that is constantly being thrown out in this dark world for the Black community to be filled with hatred, violence, bitterness, entitlement, all sorts of things that would keep them bound for hell. And I'm just puzzled. That's a question mark. I'm puzzled. The Black community would seem as if they're one of the hardest communities to break through. But God has a plan. Recently, my pastor she's been speaking about the Black community over the past year. And then recently she has said that God has a heart for the Black community, which we already know. But he's been weeping over the Black community because we are furthering the destruction within our community. And we don't have to. We don't have to. There's cold-heartedness. There's deception. There's strongholds right here in the mind that the Black community needs to break from. And the sad part is this. I'm Black. I am very proud to say I'm Black. But for some strange reason, if I don't follow the Black there is, I don't know what the word is. It's not an agenda, but if I step out of the normal Black mentality, I can't say it the way that I want to say it. Even though I'm Black, I'm being deemed a sellout. Something like that, because I have not followed the Black narrative of what is being spoken or lived out according to the world. Let me say that, according to the world. So in my own community, I am an enemy. This should never be. We should never be in such bondage in a way where God himself can't get through to us. And I keep telling you that I keep thinking about the narrow gate. Like the narrow gate, since God put it in my spirit earlier this year, it has not left me. And sometimes I stop and I think about my community and how it would seem as if the enemy has such a strong grip on my community. And I was asking God this a few years back, and I said, God, because I've been pondering on this. When I started to get attacked because I was a President Trump fan, and I really started to deal with my people, when I entered into politics, and I really started to see the heart of my people, I said, whoa, this is mind-blowing. What is really going on? I started to ask God questions about my community. And I just was like, just knocking on the door, like, God, what's wrong with my people? Why do it seem like their hearts is hard? And this is me just talking to God, just knocking on the door to heaven, because the scales fell off of my eyes when I started to get attacked by my own people. And I started to think how we've had black on black crime for years. Nobody wants to talk about it outside of the hood that the crime happens from. Now, I said that in a way where I want you to understand this. People are in the hood and they are saying we're living in this every day and we need help. But people outside the hood, they don't want to address it. They rather keep their eye on the white man versus the real issue. The real issue is black on black crime. We're killing each other every day. We have been for years. Do you think that the enemy is sitting back sad and upset that we're killing each other? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He is fulfilling his role, which is to kill, destroy, make all black people as possible hate God. Okay? He's doing a bang up job. He's doing a bang up job. Because when you talk to another black person at times, they will look at you like you're wrong. And it's a wall. It's a wall that is built up around their heart. And it's like you're not breaking through this wall. And that wall is nothing but deception. Nothing but deception. And I feel bad because they're fighting. Some black people are fighting with other black people with everything that they have in regards to their passion, their thoughts, their hurt from their ancestors, and all of this pain that they don't have to carry. They don't have to carry, but they refuse to let it go. And now all of these thoughts are created in the mind, and it's a form of bondage, and it creates strongholds for the enemy to come in with a door wide open to say, I'm dumping my junk right in here. Go ahead and feed off of that thing right there. Let me share something with you. This is sad. The younger generation is dying as far as the black community. They're dying physically and spiritually. And the more I think about Noah, the more I think about the narrow gate, the more I think about how that narrow gate, only a few is going to find it. It's so sad. It's so sad because the other road is destruction. Straight is a narrow gate, but there's a path to destruction that some people can't get off because their mind and their heart is so wrapped up in rebellion, hatred, bitterness, ungodly lifestyles. I can't even, mindsets that just is like, let me tell you this. I was talking to my son. He was working. And he said, Mom, you know what? He said, some people just get on my nerves. He said, there's no compassion for the older generation. And I said, yeah, son. He was like, this person was at work and they were doing the best they could. And everybody else started to, he said, not everybody else. He said, somebody started complaining about his work because they felt like he was too slow. And my son was like, yo, have compassion, bro. Like, have patience. Like, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be here if he didn't have to be here. Let this man live and do what he got to do. And so, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. And let's just take the black community out for a minute. We're going to come back. But the lack of love and compassion and understanding, there's no more helping hand. There is criticism. There's hatred. There's all kind of stuff that's set for the godly fruit. Okay. So let me share something with you. I'm going to go back to the black community. There's a story. I'm switching gears. It all goes back to black on black crime. But there's a story that was just released. I would not have known nothing about it if Brandon Tatum, who I follow, did not release the story. The story was so bizarre that I had to go and do research on it myself because I needed to hear more about what really happened. Now I'm being extra because I want y'all to understand this is something that didn't have to take place. And let's talk about this. There's a story, a true story that just took place, I think, in the middle of June. We're still in June. We're about to end June, but we're still in June. There was a woman that went in, a black woman that went inside of a local, I don't want to call it restaurant, but a local food place where you can order your food, like a Chinese place, something like that. She got into an argument with a black guy. All right. Next thing you know, the black guy beats her, and her son, 14-year-old son, shoots and kills the black guy. Now, I put a summarization on this, but let me tell you, the black mother and son were detained for 5 days. They murdered this man. When I say they, under the direction of the mom, this is in Chicago, she told the 14-year-old boy to shoot and kill the man. And the charges was dropped. The state dropped the charges. So they went free. So when I saw the headline, state drops charges, 14-year-old boy and mother free from murder, whatever the case may be, I can't remember. But the headline is what sold me even more to read it, because I was like, what? First of all, 14-year-old boy, what? Second of all, under the direction of his mom, what? What is really going on? So here's the crazy part. Y'all see my style? That's crazy. Battle, okay? Here's the crazy part. Let me explain something to you. It would appear, this is Kathryn Gore's opinion. Okay? Let me just say that. It would appear as if this woman was having a normal day in Chicago. She went to go order a cheeseburger or what have you from this particular food location. The clips that you would see that the state released showed the man standing. It showed her going in there to order food. She was standing by herself, and then all of a sudden the clip shifted to the man telling her, "Lady, just get your food. Lady, just get your food. If you say one more word, I'm gonna knock you out." So she said one more word, and all of a sudden you saw the man take a step back and he punched her. She fell into the wall. Took a step back again, punched her again. He hit her 3 times. In between her getting hit, which I didn't see, she was able to text her son, tell her son, bring the gun in here and shoot this man. Now, here's what could have took place, because I don't know about y'all, her son was in the car. Now, I don't know about y'all. Y'all know sometimes when I record messages, I look around. I'll be like, because I want to look at my environment. So it's chances are the son was watching his mom argue with this man, and he was prepared, and all he had to do was get the word from mom. And he came in, he saw the man hitting his mom, and he took the gun out of his hoodie, and he said, he shot him once in the back. The man ran out of the store. The son ran after him, or not ran, I'm sorry, walked, and he shot him again. Now, he shot him 3 times. The man died. Okay? They walked off. This is, you didn't see that the boy shot the man, but you do see the footage of where the boy gets in the car, the mom gets in the car, she wipes her face, I guess, to try to fix herself together, and that was it. Now you read the story of when the charges was dropped, and it would appear as if the mother is completely innocent, and this was something that got out of control. It was not provoked, so the charges was dropped. Big question mark in my spirit. Big question mark. And I'm like, I don't understand. So I'm talking to someone that I'm close to, and I'm like, make me understand this. And they started to tell me, you got to look at the law in Chicago. Okay, the law does say that if someone is threatening you, and if you fear for your life, you can enforce life threatening or life. Anyway, you can shoot to kill is what I'm saying, right? So I said, okay. And so the woman, because they had her and her son held for 5 days, the woman is now suing. They dropped the charges, and now the woman is now suing the state. And let me tell you what I got out of this. I want to say this, and then I want to leave you with something to think about. I said, this don't seem right. This don't seem right to me. The man should have never put his hands on the woman. He should have never done that. But at the same time, this is the problem. And I shared this with you all before. There are a lot of females that feel like they have to say, they have to talk, they have to speak, they have to prove their point. In the video, the man warned her, told her, just get your food, lady. Just get your food. This is her. Okay? In the report, they said the man and the woman got in an argument. You can't argue by yourself. They didn't even know each other, but somehow they got into an argument. So here's the thing. It's okay for her to use her free will as far as freedom of speech. However, why would you want to escalate something that you should know full well, this don't feel right, this ain't gonna go right? Why do you feel like you need to say a word? Let me tell you what they didn't do. They didn't include the argument in between the time that the woman walked into the store and she got punched. They cut all that out and only focused on how it was horrible for him to hit her 3 times. And because she feared for her life, the son needed to come in and shoot this man, kill him. So because the woman couldn't keep her mouth shut, she got lumped up real good. She had to get a man killed behind the hands of her 14-year-old son. That's trauma. That's trauma. All because you didn't have enough wisdom to either walk away, be quiet, let it go. She's on the video crying, talking about this. I don't even understand. I don't think this would have ever happened to me. I'm going to sue the state for defamation. This. That right there. That right there. The man was out of control. He should have never did what he did. But this woman provoked this man because she wouldn't be quiet. Nobody knows what they were really arguing about. They won't tell you. But the thing is this, according to Chicago law, she was within her rights. And the charges was dropped. Now she has to say, I have to help my son heal. Because of you, ma'am. Because of you. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm so thankful and grateful. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I've come a long way. And I've come a long way, whereas when I move, I'm quiet. That means when I go into the stores, I look around. I feel the atmosphere. If the atmosphere feels off, guess who's not going to stay around? Guess who's not going to participate? If somebody approaches me, which they do, sometimes I get the strangest people that just come out and say dumb stuff. Okay? I have an option to make a decision to either address it or just be quiet and leave. Normally I smile and keep it moving. Women. Why? Somebody lost their life behind a female that just couldn't be quiet. This has to stop. This has to stop. No wisdom. No discernment. Just because you are female, you feel like you have the right. You have the right. If you start to see and understand more and more the females that are starting to talk more and more, that feel like they can say and do whatever they want to say and do, they're getting touched. They're getting beat down. It shouldn't be that way, but it should be a balance. Somebody needs to use wisdom. Clearly, this man wasn't all there. He warned her. Not once, not twice, 3 times. That man is no longer here. He's gone. She doesn't know if he had children. She didn't care. She just had to say what she had to say. And now she has to face the fact that her name and her son's name, her whole family has a stigma that they murdered a 35-year-old man in a food restaurant. Now she has to go behind what she feels her son has suffered. You don't understand the eyes. You don't understand how this is going to affect a 14-year-old boy, all because you, ma'am, couldn't keep your mouth shut. Jesus. Somebody has to use wisdom. Black on black crime. The black community. We need help. We need help. I'm saying this with sincerity. We need to change the way that we think, the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we process life. We need to change. We need to change. I'm a leave that thought with y'all. I want y'all to ponder on this, because things don't have to happen in your life. Things don't have to happen around you. If everybody would just stop and see what's going on within their own self, challenge your own self, zip in the lip, ask God for wisdom, understanding, discernment, so your life would not be harmed, and so you can live a longer life, so other people can live longer around you. Sad. The youth is dying. Sad. Nobody wants to talk about it. They only want to focus on the white man. They only want to focus on the slavery, the reparations that they feel is owed to them. They only want to point the finger at history instead of living in today. Help us, God. Help us, Father. Help us, Lord. I'll see y'all next week for more Daughters of the King. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching Daughters of the King. We appreciate your support. You can reach me at www.dotking.org. That's www.dotking.org. You can subscribe or send a message through live chat, or you can send an email to Kathryn, Kathryn, @dotking.org. This ministry is designed to speak to your heart. Feel free to share your thoughts about the message or give insight on a topic that you would like for me to discuss. We are here for you.